I was coaching a club in Truro, and also I was the assistant coach at St. Mary's University starting off. And I remember a couple of my colleagues, Paul Suttle and Bob Pierce, talk about this kid in Hants East. Said, Darren, you got to see this girl. She's amazing. She's got the perfect athletic build for volleyball. She's strong, she's smart, and she's a nice kid. You got to meet her. And I started working with the 18U team out of Truro, and Kerri and a couple other Hants East kids came out, and she was just a great person and an incredible athlete.
Darren, of course, coached Kerri through Canada Games, and he was over the moon about being able to successfully recruit her to SMU. Because if you think of just the population in the States and how many athletes they have access to, and for someone who's in Nova Scotia who, like, probably for some people in the States it might as well be Mars, you know what I mean? So to be good enough that you even are on their radar, and then to be good enough that they pay attention and want to put the effort into recruiting you to their schools. So I would say that her recruitment from the States, and probably other universities in Canada as well, just showed what level she was at and where people thought she was going to go. And they were right.
She was an athlete that wouldn't settle for just being okay. She wanted to be the best anytime she stepped on that court, and she would absorb any information you give her to make her better. And a special athlete like her, she just made everyone else better around her, and it was just awesome watching her develop from a 18U club player all the way up through to 5 years of university and being one of the most dominant players out of Nova Scotia ever. It was incredible. Oh man, she would be hard to defend against. She's a powerful left side power hitter that would go up and hit the ball as hard as she could, or all of a sudden mix it up and roll it into the center of the court. And she was just one of the best passers, one of the best blockers, one of the best defenders I ever had a chance to watch play. And she could just take over a game just by herself. It was magical to watch.
And in the games, when she decided to take the reins of the games, because she was kind of humble and she didn't want to step on people's toes, and maybe didn't always give herself credit where credit was due, but when she decided that she was going to take the reins of a game, Kerri dominated and brought everyone else with her, and it usually was a very good outcome for the team.
She just had that magic about her, and get on my back, I'm going to carry this team all the way to the finals, and that's what she did. You can talk to other coaches across Canada and they would say she's by far one of the top players. She was that good, that dominating on the court, and even to this day when we go up to Montreal, the Montreal coaches always ask, how's Kerri Smit? Is she still playing? Have you been talking to her? And she's left that much impression on not only the teams locally in Nova Scotia, but just the teams right across Canada. She was a special athlete, a special player. So
I believe that she got a first team All-Canadian for the CIS 3 times. Just to get a first team CIS All-Canadian, like one time being from the AUS, is like very hard to do. Like across the board, especially in volleyball, there's a divide between the Western and the Eastern teams, and the people who are voting on that it's heavily Ontario and Western coaches. And so even if you are at the top of the AUS and maybe deserve to be recognized in the top of the country, chances are you're not going to get it. So for me, from that list, that Kerri was recognized 3 different years of her career as being in that top 6 of the CIS players, that would be the most impressive for me, for sure.
The biggest accomplishments for Kerri Smith, her legacy is no matter what level she played, she won. It didn't matter if it was 16U, 17U, 18U, all of a sudden university. Wherever she played, she won. After university, the national team, they would come a-calling many a times, until finally she decided, yeah, I'm going to play and commit to that. And she did very well in the indoor game, and she wanted, I think, a change from that indoor grind, just mentally being on the indoor circuit for so long. it was refreshing to see her go play beach volleyball, because all of a sudden it's a whole different sport, it's a whole different court, and then you could see how refreshed she was and energized to kind of, now I'm going to play this sport.
Beach, although they're kind of the same sport, it's a very different sport. Your fitness level needs to be through the roof. All of a sudden, like, you go from jumping off hardwood floors to try and jump in the sand, and you're cut in half. So for her to be able to transition so quickly from indoor to beach, again, I think just speaks to her natural talent as an athlete.
In beach volleyball, you have to kind of do everything. There's no position specific. It's not like you're a setter or a middle blocker or an outside. In beach, you have to do it all. So it's really a testament to the athlete that you kind of are. And there's so many cool ways to play it. Like, you can be a big hitter, you can be a shooter, you can be a combo of both. But I think the reason we liked it so much was because of how challenging that was. And it's so rewarding when you are able to accomplish something with just the two of you. It feels a lot more personal when it's two people versus a bigger team. Honestly, we were really lucky to kind of find each other. We were friends, and then playing together was no different. We even back then, to competing in Qatar in October, like, we're very honest with each other, and I think that it's, when you're at that level and you're competing, you don't take things personally. It's a job, and so we knew that what we were saying to each other was to help the team and to make us better. And we also loved hanging out, like, outside the court, which I think helped a lot too. So when things are really tough and, you know, you're down by a lot of points, you can look at each other and kind of make a joke and then bring it back and realize that you're really lucky to be able to play and do what we were doing. Winning nationals was probably one of the highlights for Kerri and I. It was in 2015, and I think we had one of those special, like, aha moments where we had played a lot of volleyball together, and this was one of those times where it just felt like we didn't think, we just played. We knew each other so well. We knew how each other moved on the court. We didn't have to worry so much about the little things. We could actually get down to the meat and potatoes of the game, so that was really good. But that, for me, was really special because I always knew how great she was and how great we were as a team, but it's nice to finish a tournament and go all the way to the end. So it kind of validated, I guess, from an outcome position as well, that we could compete and we were there with the rest of them. The world stage is completely savage, but it's amazing. There's no gimmies, there's no games that you just get. You have to earn everything, and that's, I think, a reason that we loved it so much. You're leaving wherever your home is and you're flying all the way across the world to compete, so it can't be a waste of your time. It has to be complete focus, effort, everything. You need to be able to respond immediately. You can't wait 5-6 points and then decide, oh, I want to play volleyball now. You have to. It starts the second you get on that airplane, probably before that as well. But at the same time, it's just an immense amount of, like, pride, and every time we got to wear the maple leaf on our back, like even in October when we were in Qatar, it's one of the most special feelings to step on the court and know that you're representing yourself and your team, but also your country, with one of my favorite people in the world, so that's always exciting. It's one of the best feelings. It's really, really hard, but it's so rewarding. We've competed in Russia, we've been to China together, we've been to Guatemala, we went to St. Lucia, Cuba, or Mexico. So the tour really does take you all over the world. Kerri always said she was from Shubenacadie. I'm making sure I'm saying it properly. I remember Shuby was easier for me to say, but I knew that the point was that it was important to Kerri to let people know where she was from. And I love that about her, because it was the small town idea for sure, that she would say, I'm from Shubenacadie, and people are like, where is that?
As good of an athlete as she is or was, she's an even better person, and her mom and her dad and her brothers and sisters, they're just great people, and there's too much to say about how good of people Kerri and her family are, and she's just a great person. She's the best.
Yeah, her friends used to make this poster. I don't think you can put this in the video, but like, Smit is the shit because she's the best. Her mom passed away and my father passed away at a very similar time, so we had this like kind of understanding with our parents that also I think strengthened our bond a little bit more. She has the most amazing family. Like all of her siblings, I just love hearing from them and their kids. But she is like, my grandma will call me and she's like, "Hi Tor, like how's it going?" I'm like, "Good." And she's like, "What's Kerri doing?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm your granddaughter. And it's like Kerri's just a part of the family. So
I've coached lots of fantastic athletes over the years who I really love, still in touch with, I have lots of respect for. But there's just something about Kerri that makes her special that I don't even know how to put my finger on it, but was just left with the feeling like I experienced something that is not an everyday, and maybe I won't get to experience as a coach again. So her time with me was a gift, and Kerri's a special person.
Kerri Smit by far is the top player ever out of Nova Scotia, and there's been some great players early on, but the game has changed so much in the last 10, 15 years, and she's been by far the top volleyball female athlete out of Nova Scotia.
Kerri, your family would like to congratulate you on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. We're so proud of you, and I can't believe that it's in your hometown. I know how excited that must make you. I love you so much, and I hope that you can come back here and visit it lots, and that your family is so proud of you and here to see you today.
'20 East Hants Sport Hall of Fame inductee, Kerri Smit.